This is the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAT.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Settles under it. The senior makes the catch. Perfection. The Shannick, again, are your Class 2A state champions.
Force out the third, and that will do it. Mohawk is your 3A softball champions.
Buzzer's going to sound. Union repeats as the Class 1A WPIAL champions.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
Sideline getting by one defender, and he's going to go all the way by Harrison. Harrison on the ground finds Blundo. Blundo rolls it in, up and good for two.
Shallow right field, giving a run, a sliding catch made.
Down to 6 on the play clock. Here's the snap in the hole. The kick is up. The kick is long enough. It is good.
That's fly ball deep right field. Get out of here.
Hope running for his life. Throws it up for grabs. There's a man open.
Touchdown.
No way!
Ripped away from him, right back to Stanley from the seat of his pants, and he throws it off the window and in.
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County Sportsnet.
Coming to you live from the Cavelli Fieldhouse here at Union Area High School. Game 2 of the doubleheader as we start the Class 2A Boys PIAA playoff action here. The District 7 runner-up Union Scotties taking on the third-place team out of District 6, the Bishop McCort Crushers. Alongside Mr. Bobby O, Bob Orquist, I'm James Dotson. Here for Game 2, the Union Lady Scots undefeated coming on into the year. They fall victim to Williamsburg. Final score in that one, 48-33. The boys trying to help split the pair here today as they get ready to go for game number 2 here against Bishop McCort. 19-7 the Union Scotties on the year, 13-12 McCort on the season as we bring in Mr. Bobby O. This is going to be a game where both teams have had a decently long layoff, but about as short of a layoff as possible with this the new format in this year. We didn't get a chance to talk about it much during the girls' game, but you got to be able to go make plays when it comes down to it, and Union getting the home court advantage after an 8 seed coming into the WPIL playoffs.
So my understanding, we thank Cirque du Soleil for that.
Yes.
That has the Giants Center tied up in these state playoffs. Yeah, coming in, right, kind of a Cinderella run for the 8 seed as Union gets wins over Fort Cherry, then Greensburg Central Catholic, the number 1 seed, and then beating their foe, Neshannock, before losing to Jeanette, who won their second WPL championship. So coming in, if you look at it on paper, which fortunately we do, but they don't play the games on paper, right? You would think the Union girls being 25-0 with the team to come out with a win, but a chance to do that tonight for Union, and they're playing well really at the right time. Not that a 19-7 overall record, James, is anything to sneeze at.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach Stanley, when we talked about the beginning of the year, said, hey, our goal, we're the smallest team in the WPIL playing in Class 2A basketball. The smallest team, they fit in the Class 2A by 1 boy on the enrollment chart. They had 1 senior on this roster, and really the only player with any full-time, consistent experience, and that's in Lucas Stanley. Yes, a great scorer, but what would you have beyond that? He said, look, we're battling. We want to make the playoffs. That's our goal every year, but that's like our realistic goal. Talking to him throughout the playoffs, he's like, if you told me we'd be having a chance to play to go to the Peterson Event Center, I would have called you crazy. Then they win that game. If you told me we were going to the Pete, I would have called you crazy. 19-win season, I would have called you crazy. We're happy with it, but, man, this team has flourished down the stretch with the big help, too, of getting a couple of seniors playing ball for the first time in a couple of years.
I'm going to call you crazy.
Okay, go for it.
Just because I can. But you're right. You told me that Lucas Stanley played football. He talked to his friends, and they would have had 1 senior, right? He talks Maddox Thompson, great defensive back, and Jamel Mitchell, who was the lineman of the year for Union football, to come over. And that has added some depth. Jamel Mitchell has added really a big presence inside and on the boards for Union. So that's taking some of the pressure off. We knew with Lucas Stanley, I mean, he's a Stanley, right?
Yeah.
Which means he's going to be able to score the basketball, and he certainly has done that. But that has helped, right? You get depth and some quality depth, too, in areas that you need it, which is why you've got a runner-up now on your resume, and you've got a home game here in the first round of the state playoffs.
Yeah, Union has now been silver medalists in the WPIAL for the last 8 years, including 3 of the last 4 seasons under Coach Mark Stanley, who, well, he's not listening now. He's talking in midcourt with Coach Chris Field of Bishop McCort, so we can say it without him hearing it. A win today would be win number 300 in his career.
Well told, right? Spent some time here,
Yeah.
went to Newcastle for all, comes back in his second stint at Union. That's a great career number. Plus, Mark Stanley has a gold medal.
Yes, back in 2003, the WPIAL champion and state runner-up that year. A kind of a similar feel of just a Hoosiers type run, not expecting an 8 seed to be making it to the championship. They were the 12 seed when they won it back there in 2003. But you mentioned, hey, as long as there's a Stanley on the bench, you have a chance at things. Well, you have
2 Stanleys on the bench this year, right?
3, because big brother Anthony is one of the assistant coaches.
Well, I saw Anthony.
Along with Coach.
You count Lucas. Lucas is not on the bench very often.
That is very
you
true.
threw me off.
That
I
is
knew
true.
Anthony moved in as an assistant coach this year.
That is very true, but what you also look at it, 3 of the top 4 scorers in Union boys basketball history are Stanleys. Matt, the all-time leading scorer, just over 1,800 points. Lucas passed his dad to be now the number 2 scorer all-time, and then Mark, number 4, with Donnie Nogue there at 3rd.
And I love the give and take between all the Stanley boys and Mark. And Mark saying, listen, I didn't have a 3-point line. And he's saying, you're going to get close to my record. And he's telling Lucas, I'll bench you if you get close to it.
You know what's funny, though? When Lucas tied him was at the free throw line. After the first free throw, Coach called timeout to set up the defense. He honestly didn't know that's where it was, but we were joking about it on the air, just how funny the timing of it actually was.
And they also go back and forth, right? Mark saying, you couldn't guard me. Lucas is saying, well, I might not be able to guard you, but you certainly can't guard me. So I love the give and take between all the Stanleys.
Let's take a look real quick at Bishop McCort. They got a lot of height that Union's going to have to work with because Stanley at 6'2" is the tallest player on the court. Jordan Kelly 6'2", 6'3". But all these players play bigger for Union than what their height actually measures. They're going to have, especially Brent Schmidt, a 6'5" senior, and Eli Zadadny is going to be the 2 guys that you're going to be watching the most out for.
So Schmidt, 6'5" senior, might get the start. Zazadny is a 6'4", listed as a center with Schmidt as a forward. But I guess you get used to that, right, when you don't have height. That means the performance of Jamel Mitchell, who's 6'1", your inside presence, right? He's got a football body, right? Mentioned he's the lineman.
Yeah.
Maybe he can use that to his advantage. Whatever he could contribute would be big in this game for the Scotties.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back with starting lineups, keys to the game, and the opening tip here on the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP.
Having a safe and healthy home is not something to play games with, especially if your home was built before 1978. You may be exposed to extremely harmful lead-based paint hazards. If you're concerned about lead in your home, don't roll the dice on your family's safety. LCAP's Healthy Homes Lead Hazard Reduction Program is here to help you win the battle. Your family's health and safety is the goal. Contact the Department of Healthy Homes today.
Calling all sports fans.
Thank you for calling Axe. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. Axe can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
I'm helping people. I'm getting them out of their house. I'm taking them to their doctors, to the grocery store.
They say I'm entertaining. Okay, we laugh, we joke, we sing, we tell stories.
They're like family to us.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call Axe today.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAT Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
just a couple minutes away from the opening tip here between Bishop McCort and Union. Bishop McCort, again, the third-place team, needed a win against West Branch on the road to be able to get into the state championship under Coach Chris Field. Union Scotties as the WPIL runner-ups.
Throw that in there as one of the keys, right? Don't overlook Bishop McCort, even though they're a third-place finisher. That was a 20-win team in West Branch and the top seed in District 6.
The Crushers out of Bishop McCort. I like that for a key to the game.
That's one of them.
Yeah, that's one of them for sure. And I think it's continuing to do what they do best, which is put the ball in the hoop. A lot of high-scoring games for McCort over the course of the year, especially down the stretch. I think that's going to be their biggest key. The other key, I think, for Union is what they've done best over the playoffs. Yes, Lucas Stanley's going to have his own.
He might get junked up again, right?
He might.
He's used to that.
You got to have somebody who's ready to step up. We've seen Maddox Thompson, Jamel Mitchell, especially down the stretch, but I've been loving the sophomores, the way they've been scoring in Kelly and Landon Eckert when they've been called upon. I think those are going to be the big keys of the game. Again, the keys of the game brought to you here by Works in Progress Paint Services.
So Kelly, Eckert in the first round of the playoffs, double digits. Thompson checked in with 13 in the semifinals. So you need that secondary scoring. I think another key, if you ask me, we got a little red into the sea of blue, which we had in the last game, right? The Cavelli Fieldhouse and the Crazies. You got a home game in the first round of the state playoffs. Take advantage of that.
There'll be a lot of red and a lot of garnet coming in on Tuesday. Neshannock against Kennedy Catholic will be the nightcap here on Tuesday night.
You had the 64 box of Crayolas when you were younger, didn't you?
Oh, I did.
Mine was only 16. I do know what garnet is. I know what crimson is because Bishop McCort goes by the Crimson Crushers.
Your starting lineups out here brought to you by the Crane Room Grill. Brent Schmidt, Adam Redkowski, Eli Zazadny, Nick Dresick, and Angelo Gallucci for McCort. On the other side for the Union Scotties, the three seniors, Maddox Thompson, Jamel Mitchell, and Lucas Stanley, with the two sophomores, Landon Eckert and Jordan Kelly. Stanley averaging 24 points per game. That was second best in the WPIL this year.
We saw in the first game, James, with Williamsburg. I wouldn't be surprised if McCort works outside in, right? Trying to take advantage of their height advantage.
Union in the home white, they control the opening tip, going left to right as you listen at lcsportsnet.com, if you're listening on Facebook Live or on the Twitterverse. Running the motion offense, Kelly with the ball, goes left wing for Thompson, thought about a three. He's going to pull it back out, gets it over to Stanley. Stanley right wing, he will pop, fire, and drain. Three, number 71 on the year, 3-0 lead early for Union.
Well, there you go, right? You got your guy, he's the guy, right? He gets his first shot, and it's a tray. That's a great start for Union.
Tip by Maddox Thompson at midcourt, and he's going to get a steal. Going one-on-one right to the hoop. Left-handed layup, can't get it to go. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Union. But an early turnover forced by the future Rock.
So a good steal. Even though you don't get the finish, you do have the possession. So I like this start. You got to have the energy. Union certainly has that to start. Maybe take advantage of the quickness.
Stanley's getting an open look from the top of the key. Can't get it to go, but there's a putback attempt. Mitchell can't get it to go either. Ball knocked out of bounds on the rebound. It should stay with the Scots. It will.
Well, Mark Stanley said it, and I can see it right there. Talked about Jamel Mitchell being the lineman of the year for Union in football in the MAC conference. He's certainly a man on the boards.
He can do it inside, too. The part of the game that he has really developed over the last 2 years. 5 early points for Stanley, a 5-0 lead for Union.
Good inbound play. Here's part of the key, too, this pressure defense against Bishop McCort.
Barely able to beat the 10-second clock, and it's going to be stolen anyway on the pass from Kelly. He's going to get the steal. Maddox Thompson for three. Too strong, no good. A little bit too aggressive on that.
Even though they got 2 steals and 2 missed transition points, keep it up defensively, Union. There's a foul. Thought there might have been a travel, but there was contact, and I think if you're going to go no travel, that foul is correct against Union.
It's going to go against Jordan Kelly for his first. Kelly, who's hit a couple of big threes in the playoffs, only had 1 3 in the regular season, but hasn't been afraid to pull up during the postseason.
It's the first time McCort has been able to set up offensively.
And again, a nice play off the inbound. Shot down low from Gallucci, though, hangs on the rim and doesn't fall.
Stanley clears for the Scotties.
And he's going to pull up for his third three-point attempt. Another one net, make it 8 for Stanley. Much like Williamsburg started with an 8-0 lead, the Union boys team starts with an 8-0 advantage. Shot in the lane there, no good. Long rebound tracked down by Lucas, and then he's fouled in the backcourt by Dresick.
8 points, 2 rebounds, and a great start for Union. 1:40 in. Got Stanley really not been open. That's a good timeout by Chris Field.
Yeah, not a bad idea to take this Pontius Insurance timeout. Gives us a chance to remind you today's broadcast is brought to you by the Law Office of William J. Flannery. The Law Office of William J. Flannery, they wish the best of luck to all of the student-athletes of Lawrence County in the PIAA playoffs. Go Scotties, trying to at least split the pair in the 2 games here today at the Fieldhouse.
What about Chris Fiel, who is the Dean of Students at Bishop McCort? He's a great baseball player, their head baseball coach. He had a great career at Bishop McCort.
I believe he still has the batting record at McCort, does he not?
Went on to Clarion and had a pretty good year there. He does still have the batting record. And this is his 6th year as the head coach here, so pulling double duty. I mentioned that because you're a baseball guy.
Coach Stanley did the same thing a couple of years when he was both baseball.
3-sport star, and then he went to Geneva and had to cut down to 2 sports.
Yeah, and during his time after he went to Newcastle, he ended up coaching the baseball team at Union for a couple of years, then was doing both at the same time for a couple of years. So both coaches used to doing some double duty.
I remember those notes. You've told me those in the past. They're in there somewhere.
We'll see how many we can get out of the memory bank of Bob Orquist as we're back to the action here. Eckert misfired on a 3, but another offensive rebound for Union as they're controlling the offensive glass here in the early going. Stanley trying for 4. This one off the mark, no good. Rebound coming down for the Crushers.
Schmidt gets his 2nd board.
Quick transition the other way, and good find down low. Gallucci able to get this one to go up and in.
He's got their first bucket, too. They've had a couple opportunities.
8-2, going the other way. Kelly, wild shot spinning through the lane, but he's going to get the offensive rebound, sprawling to the floor to get it, and then he's going to get the return pass from Mitchell, absorbs the contact up and in for Jordan Kelly.
So give him credit, Jordan Kelly, number 1, for keeping it alive, and there's a steal by Stanley.
Stanley able to get it. He'll get the return pass now. 10-2. 2.5 minutes into this game. Go ahead and finish on Jordan.
So Kelly keeps it alive, but he falls down, right, but he's lucky. Falls down in the right place. Good vision by Mitchell to find him with the assist.
And then McCort losing track of him because he was rolling around on the baseline.
Right? You're looking up top. You don't see them on the bottom.
Kelly thought about a 3, instead gives it back up to Eckert. He'll try another one in and out, no good. Thompson got his hands on the rebound, but it will go out of bounds, running right into Coach Nattell and Mr. Cody Pattison over there on the sideline for the Newcastle News. Possession over to McCort.
I've been told that we can call him Pat Patterson. That's what Professor Briggs
if Briggsy
refers
says
to him.
If Briggsy says it, then it must be true.
We're going with it then.
3-on-2, breaking the press is McCort, but the shot in the lane no good for Zazadny. 2 players tripping up near the end line, and it's going to be last touched by Mitchell as he was going with Gallucci.
Yeah, I mean, Gallucci get tied up. The first one off of Gallucci, but I think it hit the leg of Mitchell.
Good call. Sub coming in. We're going to see Aiden Booker check in. Here's going to be a fun stat as he replaces Jordan Kelly. He had 1 3-pointer all season. He hit 2 at the Pete. I thought it was supposed to be tougher to shoot at the Peterson Event Center.
That's first a great inbound.
Great inbound for a little alley-oop finger roll for Brent Schmidt using that 6'5 frame in the lane. Makes it 10-4.
Sometimes youth, you're unafraid because you don't know better.
15-foot jumper off the mark there for Stanley. Rebound for Dresick. 1 and done is Union. Still a 10-4 Scotty's lead midway through the first quarter.
4 of the last 6 points for Bishop McCort.
Gallucci drove in, lost it, got it back. Now a kick back out to the top of the key. 3 ball is no good for Nick Dresick. Rebound number 3 for Lucas Stanley.
He's got a steal and 8 points. 2 trays Lucas does so far.
Mitchell on the right wing. 4:10 remaining in the first quarter. Union leading 10-4. Eckert thought about a 3, drove in, now gets it back up to Mitchell. Mitchell back out to Booker on the right wing. Return pass to Jamel.
They will give him that shot. Pretty sure he won't take it, but...
you don't see him in gym class. He claims he knocks that down all the time.
Well, from that comment, it means you don't see him. You may see him in math class.
He tells me all the time in math class that he knocks that shot down. Off the motion offense, there's a 3 ball for Landon Eckert. Rattles it home. That's his 53rd trifecta of the season.
Misses first 2. That's a nice offensive set, right, coming around maybe a double screen to bury a tray and a 9-point lead.
And then he gets his hands on this ball, nearly causes the turnover. Good save going out of bounds by McCort. Still with possession are the Crushers. Dresick drives to the foul line, swings it over to the corner. With it there is Gallucci. He thought about a 3. He drives in. Back up top, ball on the floor, nearly stolen away by Stanley. Now short corner Schmidt, 15-foot jumper is no good. On the rebound, it's going to be last touched by Union.
That's your best player and your top scorer, the top scorer in school's history, diving for a loose ball. That's an example for not only Union, right? If anyone's watching, Bishop McCort, anyone else, that is an example to be looked at.
Doesn't matter how many points you score, you got to get it done on the defensive end first.
There
Inbound pass stolen away. This time it's Eckert with the steal. He's going to fake the 3, give it over to Maddox in the corner. His 3 ball is off the mark, no good. Rebound coming out for Schmidt and
That's
McCort.
Third.
Going the other way. Nice transition and one in the lane for Zadney.
So got there late. I wasn't sure they were going to get that pass to the right side, but they were able to sneak it through the D. Didn't see who that foul was called on.
Believe they're going to get it. Believe it was on Mitchell, but I only saw one hand go up. And they didn't put this one on the board either. Yep, there is Jamel Mitchell picking it up.
A little bit late. So another rebound for Lucas Stanley.
That three-point play no good. With 2:50 remaining in the first quarter, 13-6 Union leads. Stanley gets the return pass. He's going to fire another one from three. Why not?
Oh, yeah. No hesitation, right? Catch. Not really catch and release. A little bit of a step to reset the shoulders, but a drain from the near wing.
Trying to answer and doing so is Nick Dresick, fourth different player with a bucket now for Bishop McCort. 16-9 your score. Union with the advantage.
Also their first tray. Maybe that'll get their offense unchecked a little bit.
Lucas nearly knocked down his fourth as he was given room. Couldn't get it to go, though.
Galucci chose the baseline. Good job to stay in bounds and keep the rebound.
Losing it and getting it back is McCort. Nice spin shot in the lane. Little fall away action from Brady Page off the bench to make it 5 Crushers with a
spin
bucket.
shot, but he flies in, James, gives a little shoulder, right? Then when he turns and spins, there's space because of that.
Dirk Nowitzki-esque?
Yes. Maybe not as smooth as the Dirk shot, but that's what you do.
Kids these days remember Dirk Nowitzki, or is that beyond their time?
Google it. It'll be worth it.
Kelly with the ball in the right wing. Scotty's leading by 5. Minute 40 remaining in the opening quarter. Stanley tries to drive baseline. Good defense there by Brent Schmidt. They'll kick it back up and reset the offense with a minute 30 remaining.
I like this little deliberate look here late. We got a 5-point lead.
Get a good shot. No shot clock. Well, again, under the screen. Hand down, man down, says Lucas Stanley. He's got 14 in the first quarter.
4 trays.
And on the other end, quickly, the Crushers get up the court with such speed.
Big time, right?
Galucci's going to get an and one opportunity.
I barely had a chance to write that in my scorebook. That's 2 now on Jamel Mitchell.
He'll check out. Maddox Thompson will check back in.
So we got deliberate at one end in a tray, and no such deliberation at the other end. It was racing up the court for Bishop McCort.
So trying to complete the three-point play is Galucci. And he does. He's got 5. He'll check out of the game. And checking in is Maddox Lackard. First time in for the Crushers.
So 5-point lead, check for Union, right? I think their defense has been pretty good in this one. It's given McCort problems at times. McCort has got some easy buckets, however.
Yeah, the transition defense, I think, is what Coach Stanley will not be happy about.
Correct.
Tell you what, Coach Field's going to be upset with the way his defense is playing because he's given up 5 Lucas Stanley threes in the first 7 minutes of play.
I think Coach Stanley will be happy with Lucas. Lucas is like, can you guard this? Can you guard this, Pops?
He's 5 for 8 from downtown in the first quarter. They keep going under the screen, and Lucas has been making him pay. Good baseline drive and an and one opportunity again.
That's a late close by Booker.
Yeah, Booker then not in control. He'll commit the foul. Good floater up and in. That was Nick Dresick with the bucket.
He's got 5 and a chance to make it 6.
So third
really,
and one
Booker,
opportunity.
Booker just needs to get out of the way, right?
Yeah.
So they've got the conventional threes. By the way, Lucas Stanley, 36 and 5 threes and 13 of 13 from the foul line against Fort Cherry to start the playoffs for Union.
And one opportunity, no good. Lucas pumps on the 3, drives in, and he gets hit on the arm. He'll get his first trip to the free throw line. He's an 85% free throw shooter as well, doing a little bit of everything. I meant to look up the actual number and actually math it out, but in 4 years of playing high school basketball, played a little bit as his freshman year, a lot more as a sophomore, and as obviously a starter his junior and senior year, averaging 22 points per game, I believe is the number. Don't quote me on that. 22 a game in the playoffs in his career.
It's pretty good, right? The lights are brighter. You got games, as he makes both free throws, like the win over Greensburg Central Catholic where they junked him defensively. He ended up with 14.
30 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter.
He's got 19 already in this one.
19 of the 24 for Union. Down to 12 seconds remaining. Goes to the high post for Schmidt. Good high-low pass down low looking for Zazadny. Lost it, got it back. Swings it back across for Schmidt. Outside for a 3-ball. Way too strong, no good. Long rebound going out of bounds. Can they keep it inbounds? They can with Page. He fires one up at the buzzer, and it's going to go no good. And that's how your first quarter comes to a close. 24-16 in a high-scoring affair. Union leading Bishop McCort. Glad you're listening to us here. The PIAA playoffs on the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of their locations in Zeno-Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County Sportsnet.
19 points in the first quarter. Talk about an early nomination for that MVP of the game. Lucas Stanley with the great start to the game, but it's McCort with the first possession of the second quarter, and they work it to the big man down low, up and in for 2.
Zadney 4, that's another good catch inside on the entry pass. Using that height, you throw it tall.
Well, you needed every inch of that 6'5" frame to be able to rise up and get it.
Also on the baseball team with Coach Field.
Drive in. Thompson's going to get waved off. Amador Bonner-Law change in possession as he lowered the shoulder and got hit with the charge.
It's a good call. Good defense. Brody Page. First on Thompson.
First turnover by my count for Union there on that charge as well. 24-18 your score. Ball loose near midcourt. Again, bodies flying, but McCort comes down with it, and we're going to have a whistle on a Euro step, and we're going to have a foul and a blocking call.
I think it's Eckert, right? He Euro stepped. No, it's not Eckert.
Kelly's second.
Yep. 2 quick ones on Kelly. Again, there's your guy. Who was the guy on the floor diving from the loose ball? It was Lucas Stanley. I think he Euro stepped, and Mark Stanley is petitioning the officials. But I think there was movement. He Euro stepped right in to the defense, so you got to weigh that out. Did he move into the defense, or was the defense moving into his lane?
Neither team the deepest of benches here, but Swayze Reichert is going to check in. First player off the bench for Union, the freshman. Inbound pass again going right to the hoop. That alley-oop, they've done it a couple of times now for Brent Schmidt. He's got 4, lead down to 4.
It's good inbound, right? That's how you got to work it. You got the height advantage inside.
Eckert left alone, thought about a step back, now gets it to Booker. So 2 freshmen, a sophomore, and 2 seniors on the court right now for Union.
The first 4 points of this quarter for the Crimson Crushers.
Stanley fall away from the baseline, no good, but he was hit on the way up by Brady Page. He'll pick up the foul, and Stanley will go to the line to shoot 2.
Page also on the football team at Bishop McCort.
Want to mention a interesting stat. So the all-time scorers, you mentioned Matt Stanley just over 1,800 at number 1. Lucas right now just over 1,600 at number 2. And Coach Mark Stanley at number 4 at 1,524, I believe is his number. It's possible. Stanley would have to average 40 a game and make it to the state championship, but it's possible he could hit big brother Matt. Well, guess what? Stanley's got 21, and we've played 9 minutes here today.
That's halfway to the 40-point average, and we're not even halfway through the second quarter.
With both free throws good, it's a 26-20 lead now for Union. Trying to go with the reverse, driving in was Gallucci, can't get it to go. Put back for Schmidt, no good. Gets it back again. Third chance, rolls around the toilet bowl and falls.
Gets up 5 rebounds, staying after it, right? Persistence by the 6'5 senior, also a football player at Bishop McCort.
Yeah, McCort using that height really well, trying to work it to the interior any chance that they can get. Reichert gives it over to Booker. Now left wing for Eckert, trying to run a little motion offense with 6:10 remaining. Eckert back to Booker. To Thompson on the right wing, thought about a three. Thinks against it, hands it back off to Lucas. Stanley runs into his own man, able to get the pass off from his knees down to Eckert. Three-pointer no good. Great rebound from Gallucci. Had a man open down the court, but Stanley was able to poke it away out of bounds before he could.
So spacing is a key, right, when you're running the motion?
Yep.
Certainly didn't work at the end of that. And you mentioned it, what a fantastic rebound by Gallucci with the left hand. I think Union is fortunate they were able to knock that out of bounds to give them a chance.
Yeah.
The Scotties to get back and set up defensively. That would have been a transition opportunity for Bishop McCort.
Scotties have not trailed in this game as Stanley reaches up and gets a steal and saves it out of bounds as well.
Great right-handed in the passing lane and a snag and a save in to Reichert.
In the corner for Maddox Thompson. He looks to drive in, back up the top of the key for Booker. Those two reset with 5:20 remaining in the first half, a 4-point Union lead. The Union began this game on an 8-0 run. With a credit to McCort as they have kept it close. Stanley left alone, top of the key, make it 6. Give an inch, he'll take a mile, or at least he'll take 3.
They didn't need an inch. He needed maybe less than an inch. But they lost the man, right? The defender was trailing. He lost him. No doubt he's going to take it, and a pretty good chance he's going to make it.
Booker knocked it away. Thompson nearly ends up in the third row trying to save it.
At least this afternoon, right? He's been really good. 6, as you mentioned, as Radkowski comes off the bench, back off the bench for Bishop McCort.
6 for 9 from beyond the arc to begin the game for Lucas Stanley.
67%. Thanks for feeding me with the easy math question.
Only if you round up.
All right, 66.66.
There you go.
6 in perpetuity.
Swayze.
Good defense by Swayze.
Yeah, Swayze Reichert steps in. A couple big plays that the freshman has made. Now he sets a huge screen to give Stanley more room. He nearly banked in the 3, but it's going to be the other freshman, Aiden Booker, with the putback.
Nice job by Booker, right? To get in position, get the miss, get the easy putback, and back up to 9. McCort got it to within 4.
Drive in against Booker. No good on the shot from Brady Page, and then out of bounds, last touched by the Crushers. Union basketball, a 31-22 lead as we approach the midway point of the first half. We'll have our UPMC halftime show. By the way, today's broadcast brought to you by Staubby Sports. If you need hitting or pitching lessons, give Union graduate Tyler Staub a call today or check out his Facebook page for the latest updates and tips to help take your game to the next level. Miscommunication there as Eckert drove in, tried to dip it back off, and then it's going to be thrown away. Tie up, it looks like, between Dresick and Reichert.
Keeps possession for Union. It was a late, I think if Reichert sees that a second earlier, he gets it. It forces the tie up. You keep possession, right? You lose the arrow. But let's see what you can do offensively here. We're going to get halfway here through the second quarter.
Well, that happens when you have freshman and sophomore out there, maybe not used to each other as much in terms of positioning and where to be at what time. As this one's again knocked out of bounds into the Crusher bench, remains Union Scotties basketball. 9 teams from Lawrence County in the postseason. 4 wins, 4 losses so far. Union boys are going to be the deciding factor of whether more advance or more are heading home and getting ready for the spring seasons. Stanley finds Booker open in the paint. Up and good for 2, back-to-back buckets.
I love it. Stanley draws the double team, right? You got to be open, and you got to expect the ball coming back. Booker did, and drains the mid-range jumper when he gets it back. So it's one thing to get open. It's the other thing to make the shot, and that's an 11-point lead for Union.
Largest of the game for the Scotties as driving in, dishing it off to Schmidt. He's going to be fouled on the way up.
That should be the first on Lucas.
Now they're going to get it on Aiden Booker, actually, with the reach in from behind.
That'll be his first.
His second, actually.
Oh, yeah, I have the other one over here. Sorry.
Okay. I was going to say, I
did not circle it. Nope, we're good. Scoreboard is correct. You are correct. And now I am correct.
Schmidt banks in the first free throw. He leads Bishop McCort now with 7 points. But right now for Union, Booker hanging on the court with 2 fouls, but Jordan Kelly, Jamel Mitchell also with 2 fouls. They sit on the bench in front of the ESPN crew over there, the second best 4-letter network that is here in attendance today.
I got the guys in gold leading that one. I found the hoodie.
Ah, yeah, there we go. About time.
Wore it once, missed it once, now 2 for 3. So I'm at 66.6. in perpetuity.
3:10 remaining here in the first half as Eckert drives, draws, dishes out to Booker. He bounce passes down low for Thompson. Good recovery defense. Back up to Booker for three. Short, no good. Rebound for McCort. And we're going to reach and foul in the backcourt against Maddox Thompson. That'll be the team's fourth. First one on Maddox.
That's a good rebound for Zazadny.
Check that. That's his second as well.
I had two. I had three, actually, so I must have did the Booker foul.
So
we're all squared up bookkeeping-wise now.
So Zion Waters now checks in for the first time, and he's immediately on ball defending against Nick Dresick. Pass goes through the hands of a McCort player, stolen away by Stanley. He goes right to the hoop. Left-handed layup, no good. Put back up, no good there for Booker. And then we're going to have a reach in and a foul in the backcourt against Waters, and that's going to send McCort 90 feet the other way for a pair of free throws.
So good rebound by Zazadny. Good steal, right? Good hands at the front. And you know Stanley's going to take that. He's asking for a foul. Thought we've had Booker again, right? He had a put-back basket already. Just couldn't get the go. And then Zazadny, who, again, 6'4", gets the rebound, gets two more free throws. He's 0 for 1 at the foul line. 4 points for the senior. Three-sport athlete, football and baseball, along with basketball.
Can't get the first one to go. If Stanley thought it was a foul, I like this. There's a little extra conversation between him and the official asking for clarification. I'll believe Mr. Stanley in what he thinks he heard or saw because he's part of the PIAA officiating class here at Union Area High School.
Will he get certification after that class?
Well, he would, except he actually already has certification as a basketball official.
Because I know at college you take that class and you get certification.
Still got to go and take the test at the end of the year, and if you pass it.
I think he knows a little bit about basketball.
Just a
Being
little bit.
a Stanley, it's a birthright.
Well, his big brother Anthony already official for
good. We need younger officials.
Yes, absolutely we do.
Restock that pool, definitely.
Yeah, it's been real fun seeing that class take shape here its first year at Union, trying to get some, like you said, some young officials into the game. Stanley trying to get himself going again. Misfires on a three. Another offensive rebound for Booker. Back outside for Eckert. Open for three. In and out, no good. Rebound McCort.
That's Gallucci's third rebound. That is Booker's third rebound as well.
Down to 2 minutes remaining. Still a 9-point Scotty's lead, but right now the height just really eating up at Union. Zazadny open on the block.
He's got 7. That's a good assist for Brent Schmidt, the two big guys working in tandem.
Stanley goes to the right side, tries to kick it back out. Good read by Dresick, steps in front of the pass and steals it away. Dresick now looking to go coast to coast. He dishes it back up for Gallucci. Top of the key, foul line, pump, drive in, pass down low. Good pump fake, lets Booker go by. Shot no good though from Schmidt. Fighting for the rebound and finally tracking down is Stanley in the corner.
That's his 5th rebound. Give all the credit to Booker. No foul, and then he keeps the rebound alive to Stanley, and then Stanley is hooked by Brady Page. That'll be the second personal on Page.
Third team foul against the Crushers here in the first half. Today's broadcast also brought to you in part by the law office of William J. Flannery, proudly supporting the Union Scotties in their quest to go capture a state championship. Good luck, Scotties.
Kelly comes back in with the personals.
Yeah, interesting offense, defense here. They're also going to bring Jamel Mitchell back in here with a minute 22 remaining in the first half.
Record on the football team?
Yes, starting as a freshman on the offensive line. Can't tell, can you?
No, that's why I asked. I didn't have that note. I knew you would know.
Thompson for three. I'd say a long two in the corner is no good. And now the big guy's got to be smart defensively for Union. Good defense there from Kelly to alter the shot without fouling on Zazadny.
Mitchell gets the miss, his third rebound.
And
that's definitely a call.
Yeah.
No, Mitchell was complaining, but he got there late, and then when you move, right? So first of all, he's moving. Second of all, he jams the left elbow out.
Yeah.
We had a great view on the blue part of the U.
And Coach Stanley is saying the reason why the elbow went out is because he got run into. And it's Mitchell who is injured at the end of this because he got pushed into, according to Coach Stanley at least. That's another Maduro law change in possession on the offensive foul.
He's got a part of a blue U on his pullover over there. So
we understand it. Half of that split U. Shot no good as Thompson gets the rebound. Under a minute to play here in the first half. That was the third foul on Mitchell.
I only saw the Mitchell foul, not the push. So can't confirm one way or another. There's a trap. Fortunately, it goes out off of Zazadny. The Crushers will go to the bench late.
They're going to send Jacob Forrest into the game for the first time.
That's just to save fouls on Brody Page, who has 2. We're going to get, too late to get a Union sub in.
And they were trying to get Booker back into the contest. Hand off to Eckert with 40 seconds remaining. Eckert, Kelly, Reichert, Stanley, and Thompson, the 5 on the court for Union.
That's nice.
Kelly, good crossover, finds some room and gets his second bucket of the game.
So he's driving right, beautiful in one motion, a step back left, and a great finish using all the rim.
Again, transition quickly down the court as McCort can't get it to go in. Offensive rebound, though, poked away on the pass by Thompson. 2-on-1 with him and Stanley. Pounds pass across the lane. Chase down, blocked from behind, but getting a part of the body as well was Bishop McCort. Good hustle coming back from Gallucci. At least will make Maddox Thompson earn it at the line.
Well, the last time we had transition, right, Stanley was on the left side. He went to the rim. This time he drew the defender, get it back. So a clean block, at least with the hand. But the body is what got into Maddox Thompson, who's looking for his first points in this one.
First free throw up and good for Thompson. Union in the state playoffs, 21 wins, 16 losses. Bishop McCort an even 22-22 over the years, I should say. Though, how about this? 7 of the last 8 seasons now, Union has made it into the state playoffs. This is McCort's first trip to the PIAA playoffs since 2019.
McCort is 8-10, by the way, against WPIAL teams in the state playoffs.
Good drive in again, though, for McCort. Can't get the shot to go. Can't get the putback to go. Third chance on a wild hook shot. Also no good. Another offensive rebound. Turn around at the buzzer. It hangs on the rim for about 3 seconds and then finally falls off. And that's how the first half, in crazy fashion, comes to an end. Good luck, Bob Workwitz, identifying all those offensive rebounds. 36-26 at the end of the first half.
Just for the record,
wow.
I got them.
I'm not surprised. It's a 10-point edge for Union at the end of 16 minutes of play. We'll come back with our UPMC halftime show, break down the first half, and get you ready for second half action here on the Lawrence County Sportsnet. It's powered by LCAP.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
At Medore Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
today's broadcast and all the broadcasts here this weekend on Lawrence County Sportsnet. The audio broadcast brought to you by the law offices of W.J. Flannery. They wish best of luck to all student-athletes in Lawrence County and all the best throughout the postseason here in the PIAA playoffs. They wish good luck to the Scotties, good luck continuing on for the Mohawk Warrior boys teams, and good luck to both Neshannock teams who have advanced into the next round of the postseason. Union boys trying to make it the 5th team out of the county to advance into the second round of the state tournament. A 10-point lead, 36-26 at the halftime break. I'm James Dotson with Bob Workwitz alongside Lucas Stanley show in the first quarter with 19 points. Cooled down a bit in the second quarter, mainly because of how McCort decided to come out and try to defend him.
Well, mainly because you can't keep that pace up.
Well, that
all
too.
4 quarters, right? But, yes, you got to expect it. So he finishes the first half with 24 and 6 3-pointers for Lucas Stanley. 24 of the 36 points. A good finishing kick in the second quarter, James, for Union, because McCort had got that lead down to 4.
Yeah.
And it ends up at 10. And the late kick actually gets Union outscoring McCort by 2 in the second quarter to have this 10-point halftime lead at 36-26.
Stanley with 24, 4 points each for Aiden Booker and Jordan Kelly, 3 for Landon Eckert, and 1 for 2 from the line for Maddox Thompson. Aiden Booker and Zion Waters and Swayze Reichert all in the game with no points scored for Union in the first half. On the other side, leading the way, 7 points each for Brett Schmidt and Eli Zazadny, the 6'5" and 6'4" senior combination, doing the job in the paint, to say the very least. 5 each from juniors Nick Dresick and Angelo Gallucci, 2 for Brady Page off of the bench, Adam Redkowski, Maddox Laggard, and Jaeger Forrest into the game without scoring buckets in the first half. Union led by 8 after 1, a 10-point advantage here at the half.
I got Brent Smith with unofficially 6 rebounds leading the way for, that's a game high for Bishop McCort, 5 for Lucas Stanley to lead the way for Union. And you lead the way with about 17 laptops going here today.
It has been a fun day. I want to give a shout out to Ashley Pistachio. She came out and helped us get it going because, first off, again, big shout-out to Bob Workwitz here, joining with Jared Barton to get the Mohawk game on the air. Get a little tapping into the
I thought I was going to get 2 games. I got 2 and a half games.
How about that?
That's a bonus
we'll love
for Bobby O's birthday weekend.
We take it. We appreciate them for sure taking care of the Mohawk game for us. But, the way we have it set up is that we try to get it all restreamed out onto YouTube because that's where it's easiest to be able to hear us. But we also have the video broadcast. That has to go to NFHS here in the playoffs, yada, yada, blah, blah. Lots of crazy scenarios. Anyway, yes, we had 5 different laptops going on. 1 for the Mohawk audio stream, 1 for the Mohawk video stream, 1 for the Union High School stream. So that's not technically ours. That was 4 really that were ours. 1 for the Union audio stream, and then we have one ready for the Newcastle and Neshannock audio stream.
So for those of the folks out there, and they're probably very few and far between because you've done such a great job with the Lawrence County Sports Network, who think your job is rosters and starters, think again.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work behind the scenes, and I appreciate being on the auxiliary roster and getting a call up at this time of the year. Usually help you out sometimes in the state playoffs.
And it's a big thanks to you, especially when, hey, we all have the
day
jobs.
It's a rare pleasure for me because we haven't broadcasted together in a while.
No, we haven't.
So
I was trying to think when that last was that we last did a game together.
I'll tell you when it was because I lost 3 toes. It was at the Hess Ice Arena in the junior hockey championships.
You are absolutely correct.
Or the youth hockey.
And that was, hey, we do a little bit of everything.
Well, it was March,
and
it was still really cold in the Hess.
It's always cold in Hess. Big shout out while we're talking about Hess too, Neshannock. They're going for
I'll be on the semifinal call on that Thursday.
That's on Thursday, yeah. So check that out on 10 Band for all the fun stuff going on with that championship run for Neshannock Lancer hockey. Here your score 36-26. The other fun part about working with Bobby O this weekend is that I don't think he even knows it, but it's a mini competition now between him and Sir Don Rebel because Don had always said he wanted to do games at every single high school. The one that he was never able to go and do a game at, because we've had the local radio stations always covering them, was Newcastle. Well, we were able to get him on a Lawrence County broadcast a couple of years ago at the Nika High Fieldhouse to be able to go and chat with Coach Blundo after the game. You got 2 new ones here today, but we're doing games at Mohawk and at Union.
So check off the soccer field, but check off the schools for these teams, right? Does Newcastle have a balcony?
They do have an upper level.
I sort of remember being there maybe with Chauncey back in the day.
If it was with Shazi, you'd be on floor level. He would never not be on the floor.
That's why I'm here, by the way. Being a friend of Shazi got me to being a friend of James Dotson, which got me the yellow hoodie, by the way. I had a list somewhere, and it's an older list, right? It had some schools that aren't available anymore. I've got to add some new schools to add up that list. But Don and I, being in our late 30s, we've done this since we were 12.
Yeah, it's impressive.
And so we've been around. But thank you for getting me here, and it's fun, right, to cover the state playoffs and great atmosphere. Even though the Union girls suffered their first loss, still a great atmosphere and a great first half for the Scotties here with a 10-point lead.
Talking about the Union girls, I do see a bunch of them who are hanging there.
Someone's got to get that ball out.
Ball stuck on top of the McCort backboard as they're getting ready.
That's Coach Cruz, who's a football assistant. He did that smoothly for Bishop McCort.
First try, too. Big shout out to the Union girls. Again, a great season, a great career for those 4 seniors.
Hey,
and
back-to-back titles, right?
Yeah.
And they're here.
And they're all over there dressed in black, supporting the boys now in their game. There's a couple of them right in the heart of the student section
when they're
as well.
older, right, and they've got kids and grandkids.
To talk about this.
You won't talk about the 25-1. You're going to talk about the back-to-back-to-back.
Absolutely, for sure. And speaking of Shazi, because you mentioned them, don't forget the Shazi scholarships are still available. Talk to your guidance counselors out there because we're going to have all the information is there about how you can apply for the Shazi scholarships. All you have to do if you're going into a career in athletics or in officiating or anything media related for sports media especially, you can sign up for one of those scholarships. And we have the golf outing coming up.
Yes, I was going to say that. There's an outside chance I might be chasing the little white ball around in June.
Let's do it.
Because if I could hit it straight, I would play a lot more, but I can't hit it straight.
Well, guess what? Don't have to. We're going to have a good, fun time in that.
And it's for a great cause, right, for our great friend, Mark Shaw.
And all the money, all the proceeds are going straight to that Shazi Scholarship Fund, benefiting, again, any high school student who is going into college and going into the sports media world. Visit lcsportsnet.com for more information on that. Third quarter about to get underway. Again, today's broadcast brought to you in part by Johnny's Lawns. Johnny's Lawns wishes best of luck to the Union Scotties boys and girls basketball programs here today. Remember, call Johnny for all of your lawn treatment care here this summer. McCort with first possession now going left to right as we start the second half. No good on the first shot, but Schmidt cleans up his own mess, puts it up and in. He's got 9 to lead McCort.
You said that a couple times, right, with Schmidt cleaning up his own mess.
Now with 7 rebounds as well.
Yeah, 9 and 7 to lead the Crushers.
Stanley with 24 points in the first half. He's got the ball between the circles. He'll hand it off to Maddox Thompson. Thompson trying to find some room, drives in, well defended there by McCort. Back up to Kelly. Kelly hesitates, works the weave now with Stanley. Again, top of the key. You go under the screen, he'll take the shot, but this one rattles in and out.
Another rebound for Schmidt. Transition for the Crushers.
They've done that so well all game long, and Gallucci has been the benefactor more often than not as well.
That's been their best offense, right? The transition, not the half court. The inside offense and the transition, and then the half court 1, 2, 3 in that order for Bishop McCort.
2 quick buckets from McCort, and they've cut the lead down to 6.
Well, they had a 4-0 start in the second quarter.
Long 2 again on the way for Thompson, off the mark, no good. Rebound poked around and grabbed by McCort. Again, sneaking out in front is Gallucci. Pass a little bit too far out in front of him. He's able to track it down, though, before it goes out of bounds. Step back 3 on the left wing, off the mark, no good. Only 1 3 made in the first half for McCort.
Schmidt was on the line for that rebound, was he not?
Guess his back was up.
I mean, the referee's closer than I am, but.
Yeah, I guess his back was up, says the official, as they work it down low. Shot hard, no good for Zazadny. Another rebound, though, for Schmidt.
He's got 4 already. That's 10.
That's his double-double. Or actually, he's only got 9 points.
Yeah, he needs 1 point to get that.
But 4 rebounds in the first minute and a half of the third quarter extends this McCort possession. In the corner, 3 ball on the way. It's good. Dresick with his second 3.
Just their second 3 as a team.
7-0 run to start the second half for McCort.
That's a good burst for the Crimson Crushers the first 2 minutes of this quarter to get within a tray.
Thompson resets the offense, and it's a box and one, or really kind of a triangle in one right now.
It's Gallucci who is specific to Stanley, but he's got help.
And a little room.
That's what you do when you've got that, right? And Kelly's the guy to do that.
Jordan Kelly now with 6 points as he finds the opening in the defense, extends the lead back up to 5.
So if you've got one guy specific and help, there's got to be a mismatch somewhere else. Kelly exploited it on the left side.
Yeah, only 1 player up top and like 3, almost like an umbrella down low. Going the other way, Radkowski finds an opening in the lane and gets his first points.
Yeah, his first rebound before, now his first 2 points, even though he's a starter Radkowski, the senior.
So you wondered if you would see a junk. You talked about it early in the game. And basically Coach Fields saying, hey, we're going to let somebody else have to beat us for Union.
And now it's Radkowski, 2 versus 2 on the right wing.
Kelly on the right wing, giving plenty of space.
And now the switch ends up with Dresick on Lucas Stanley.
Kelly kicks it back up, gets the return pass. And now he's going to back it back up and look to set up the offense. Very patient, very methodical as necessary is Union. Gives it back up now between the circles for Eckert. Dribbling on the logo here at the U.
Good talk by Lucas Stanley, right? He's communicating out there. The switches and the balls and what to do. And probably saying, hey, be patient.
Kelly looks to go one-on-one there against Gallucci. Kicks it back up to Mitchell. And Union faced this from Greensburg Central Catholic, this little junk defense, box and one style defense. They're able to work through that one. A nice baseline drive for Maddox Thompson. Can't get the shot to go, though. Rebound pokes all the way out to Kelly. His foul line jumper short, no good. Rebound for Zadney.
2 good chances right there. The initial miss and then the rebound put back on the bounce and a 3-pointer, which McCort just has 2. A tray would tie the game for the Crimson Crushers.
Midway through the third quarter. 38-35 your score. Trying for it is Dresick from way downtown. No good on the shot. We're going to have a whistle on the rebound. It's going to go down the other way. Stanley gets the rebound and a foul against McCort, I believe.
No, it's on.
It's on Maddox. I thought they pointed the other way.
By the way, in that Greensburg Central game, Stanley was held to 14. Mitchell was good. He had 12 rebounds. Kelly was good. He had 14 points. That is the help you need when you've got the junk defense thrown at Lucas Stanley. We'll get a sub in, Brody Page for Bishop McCort. And they can still tie with a 3.
Inbounding underneath his offensive hoop is Gallucci.
That's 3 on Thompson, right? Am I correct in that?
Yes. Good catch. Inbound pass to midcourt. Good job by Dresick to rise up and snag it. Man-to-man defense for Union. 3:45 remaining in the third quarter. Crossover dribble, Gallucci gets into the lane, loses it, gets it back.
It was good hands by Stanley, almost created that turnover.
Now a drive from Brady Page. His pass, though, is going to be off the mark, stolen by Stanley. He goes right to the rack the other way, can't get it to go, but he was fouled on the way up by Gallucci, so 2 more free throws coming for Lucas Stanley.
You'd like the and 1, but you get the steal, which by my counts, 4 steals now for Lucas Stanley and 2 more free throws, of which he has made 4, I believe.
First one off the mark, so 4 for 5.
Transition is one way to get away from the junk defense, right?
Yes,
defense
absolutely.
leading the offense, and that's why he gets the 2 free throws.
That and second chance opportunities are typically where you have the most success, as he's able to rattle home the second. 25 points on the game now for Lucas. Lead back up to 4.
Him preaching patience to his teammates, right? He needs to stay patient as well.
That's his senior leadership, and you talk about the communication, especially on this defensive end. Vital as well.
Good switch.
Thompson,
great job.
Able to get his hands on it. He's got his 3rd steal. He looks to start the break. Finds Eckert in transition. Open for 3. Off the mark, no good. Kelly's going to get the offensive rebound. Goes right back up with it. No good. Puts it back up at the window again and in.
Way to stay on it, Jordan Kelly. Great job to start the transition by Thompson with the steal. Eckert has hit a 3 in this game, but has subsequently missed, but you'll take the putbacks and the 6-point lead. 8 for Kelly.
Schmidt trying to back his way in against Kelly. Goes around him, but runs right into Jamel Mitchell. Now here comes Kelly.
That hurt.
Who?
Not Mitchell.
Kelly off the mark. We're getting a push, though, from Gallucci.
Mitchell's sturdy, right? The offense, the lineman of the year in the MAC conference. Told you Kelly would be the guy, at least in my estimation, to be with the junk defense against Lucas to pick it up. He certainly picked his game up here in the third quarter.
That's the 3rd foul against Angelo Gallucci, so that's going to send, again, Kelly to the line. His first trip to the free throw stripe tonight. Splashes down the first.
Kelly with a steal and 3 rebounds all in this quarter, by the way, and now 9 points.
4 offensive rebounds in the game for Jordan.
Oh, so 4 rebounds. I missed one somewhere.
4 offensive rebounds for sure. He's now got double figures as both free throws are good.
We'll go with your numbers. You're the math guy and the local guy. We could sneak into your office if you want to, fire up the calculator. The abacus. Did you steal Dawn's abacus, by the way?
No, he still has it. Nice up and under move for Brent Schmidt.
Really? There's the double-double.
Now he's got it. 11 points, 10 rebounds.
That's a
now
really
for Schmidt.
good up and under finish.
6'5" senior, the Twin Towers causing issues. Kelly thought about a three, thought about it a second time, now gets it up to Eckert, saves it behind the back. His foul line jumper, though, is short, no good.
It's rebound, so it's 11 and 11 now for Schmidt. That's a shot really Eckert needed to have. It was almost a steal, and then the defender vacates, so you've got a 5-on-4, and he really needed to hit that intermediate jumper.
Yeah, Schmidt was coming out at him, and he
That's
kind of
great.
short-armed the shot. Maddox Thompson gets the steal, and he's going to put it off the window and in.
A 3rd point, 4th steal. Good transition bucket there and an 8-point lead. It was down to 3. It's back up to 8 for Union.
Stanley nearly got a steal there, but able to keep it is Galucci. Hands it off to Zazadny on the short corner. Now back up top around the perimeter it goes. Deep NBA range 3. How about Nick Dressick starting to heat up from downtown? Cuts the lead down to 5, and a timeout called by Bishop McCort. It's a full timeout. We'll take a quick full timeout here as well. You're listening to the Class 2A opening round playoffs on Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP.
Hey, Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association. And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
Union won't get the winning combination that they wanted today with the Lady Scots falling to Williamsburg in the opener here tonight, but Union boys leading by 5 as we're back to the action with 1:15 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
And you almost said 1A, right? Old habits.
Old habits. First, only time that actually Union has not been in the smallest classification for basketball.
You said one boy had that enrollment tipped for the next 2 years. Well, this is one of them, one of 2. Then they'll reclassify.
Union working the motion. Deep jumper on the way for Maddox Thompson. No good on the shot. Ball bounces around. Good job by Zazadny really to tip it to himself off the glass to get the rebound.
Yeah, good position, too, because that was a good crash by Mitchell for Union.
That's the 3rd jumper from Thompson on the outside with the foot on the line, though. Those are the shots that I know Coach Stanley does not like seeing those ones. Does like seeing the turnover, though. Passing down low. Zazadny had space, but it bounces off his hands and out of bounds.
By the way, speaking of reclassification, Aliquippa moved up.
Yep.
So they vacated 2A, which meant there was a new WPIAL champion. It ended up being Jeanette. That means there'll also be a new 2A state champion.
That's true.
Because the Quips are the defending 2A state champions.
But I still think probably the favorite in 3A, even though they're the 3A runners-up coming out of the WPIAL.
I would agree. Boy, what a really tough, hard-fought game against South Allegheny. I had a chance to call it. Those two teams were at each other from the outset in that one, and South Allegheny won their first ever WPIAL championship.
20 seconds remaining. Kelly with the ball on the Union logo here at midcourt. Down to 15. He gets the ball back, going 4 corners. Now with 12 seconds left.
If South Allegheny's listening, they might disagree with us.
Well, that's true. Stanley, unable to get it, loses it, able to get it to Eckert. Eckert to Kelly. He's got room. He's going to drive in, dish it out. Zach Rich off the bench for 3. Misses everything.
Oh, that would have been huge. That would have been huge. Great extra pass. I thought Kelly, James was going to shoot that. But they don't. You take a 5-point lead, Union heading into the 4th quarter.
McCort cuts the lead in half, down to 5. 4th quarter when we return on the Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Lawrence County Sportsnet is proud to honor Neshannock's Davey Kwok as the February Red Zone Male Athlete of the Month for scoring his 1,000th career point in the section finale. LC Sportsnet is also proud to honor Laurel wrestler Maggie Alfera as the February Female Athlete of the Month for finishing 3rd in the WPIAL Championships and qualifying for the state finals. Congratulations and best of luck to juniors Maggie Alfera and Davey Kwok, the February Red Zone Athletes of the Month. 8 minutes on the clock. Fourth quarter action coming your way. Union a 5-point lead, 45-40 over Bishop McCort, and they have the first possession of the fourth quarter. Starting five out there for both teams. Schmidt, Zazadny, Dresic, Galucci, Redkowski out there. That's a Grady Page in there for Redkowski right now, shadowing on Stanley.
It's Page who has Stanley. Doesn't matter, right? Someone in black. It's not been one specific player. There's been one player to start and then help coming at Lucas Stanley. It's Page in this possession, and they work it. I think that Dresic got a handle on that pass.
That was actually a triangle and two defense that time as they were in the face of both Stanley and Eckert. Thompson's pass took a deflection and was stolen away. Thompson got his hands on another one defensively, nearly lost it, but back into the hands of McCort. Shot no good, but 3 free throws coming for Galucci as Stanley crashed out a little bit too late. He doesn't agree with it, but Coach Stanley on the other hand said, yes, that's a good call. I can read his lips from here.
You have to give him room, right? You got to give him room to come down, and his closeout was a little bit late. And now a chance to cut it within 2.
So you're telling me that's what's going to be looked at in class on Monday?
I don't know. I haven't looked at your syllabus.
A lot of film study.
Well, that'd be a good one, right? You got to be a little quicker. And then if you realize you're late, not that Lucas doesn't already know this, right? You got to change your angle at the end.
So Nick Dresic, is the one who's at the line, makes the first free throw.
He's got 12 points. That's a team high. Make it 13. He has 3 trays, and now a chance for 3 at the free throw line.
And he does make all 3. 14 for Dresic, the lead down to 2 early in the fourth quarter. Union, runners up out of District 7. McCort, third place team out of District 5. They get it down to Stanley on the block. He's going to try to back his way in against the double team and puts it in.
I don't know. Page had good defense, and that's now 27 for Stanley. But Schmidt backed off for some reason.
Yeah. Interestingly, he backed off at the end of that one. That's the first field goal of the second half for Lucas. Baseline drive, shot short for Dresic, no good. Kelly gets the rebound. There's 3 McCort players all on the ground. He notices that and tries to start the break the other way. Kicks it to the corner for an Eckert 3, knocks one down.
Needed that, right? Eckert had a tray early. He's missed in between. That's a big-time make from the right corner and a 7-point lead for the Scotties.
Keep that in mind for a potential Melee Chiropractic play of the game as Stanley tries to poke this one away from behind. He's picked up another foul.
I've circled it. Because being 39-ish, that could just leave my mind in any second. So that's 2 now on Lucas.
50-43 your score with 6:25 remaining. We'll announce those awards during our Tri-County Principals post-game show. Page bringing across the timeline. Swings it over to Zazadny. Little high-low action down to Schmidt. He's double-teamed with Kelly and Mitchell. Doesn't matter.
Good defense, better finish, right? Stayed strong on the ball, did Brent Schmidt, and spun to his left and put it in off the window.
Kept the feet moving, too. That's a big part of it. Yeah, it's a triangle and 2 right now for the Crushers, playing defensively against Stanley and Eckert.
So this will be the guy, right? Although Mitchell, he's in a high screen now, but he could get open.
Kelly foul line jumper, back iron, no good. 1 and done. Go the Scotties. Got the shot they wanted, just didn't go. Now here comes Galucci into the lane in traffic, knocked away from him. He gets it right back. Steps up, thought about a top of the key 3.
Good recovery defense by Union.
And then he gets the dribble back again, and it was poked away from him.
That was Stanley who poked it away the second time. Now they reset the half court again. That's, aside from being inside like this, their half court, it's been a little better in the second half.
Trying to drive around and going at the scoop shot underneath. Reverse layup attempt was no good from Galucci. Held ball on the rebound. It will stay with McCort.
So Zazadny gets his 8th rebound. 7 points and 8 rebounds now. Schmidt has 11 rebounds and 13 points for Bishop McCort. That's easy. No, not easy, right? Kelly said, not so fast, Bobbio. And not so fast, Brent Schmidt.
Thought the same thing as they went for that alley-oop off the inbound pass again, but Kelly recovered enough just to get a hand on the shot.
That's all you need to do, right? Recover is the key. Because that's how you want to work the inbound play if you're the Crushers.
Kelly playing catch with Mitchell at the top of the key, and I think not a bad idea for Coach Stanley to take a full timeout with 4:53 remaining. We'll take a quick one as well. Back in a moment at lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Right now, someone very special needs your help. This is Jack Lynn, CEO of City Rescue Mission. No one is beyond God's love and care. One person's life can affect another. Though you may never meet this person, you can make a difference in his or her life. Hurting men and women in our community desperately need food, shelter, and physical and spiritual care. Some are struggling with abuse and addiction. They feel alone, unloved, and forgotten. Individual, caring people provide their hope. You can help change the lives of men, women, and children. Visit cityrescuemission.org and help us today.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Law Office of William J. Flannery, wishing best of luck to all student athletes from Lawrence County here in the PIAA playoffs. Also brought to you in part by attorney Lou Parada, an attorney for any and all of your legal needs, wishing best of luck to all student athletes on the road to Hershey. Get your free injury case evaluation at LOUPERROTTA.com.
Hey, they're not booing, they're looing.
Lou.
Thank you, Lou.
See Tony Parada in the next round with the Neshannock boys team. What a great battle that was between Neshannock and Union. In the WPIAL semifinals, Lucas Stanley, a step-back baseline jumper. He's now got 29.
Great finish. Would expect lead up to 7. It got down to 2 at one point here in this quarter.
Union has not trailed. Took an 8-0 lead in the first couple of minutes, led by 10 at the half, but McCort triangle and 2, box and 1 defenses have caused some headaches for Union here in the second half, as has the rebounding of Schmidt and Zazadny. Schmidt gets his hand on this one, but it's going to be poked away at the last second there by Lucas Stanley.
Well, the rebound for Lucas, right? You got to throw hands at that rebound. Make sure Schmidt can't get it clean. That's what they did.
Galucci nearly got a steal at midcourt.
Again, throw hands at the rebound, not the rebounder.
Yes, or throw hands like Meadville Uniontown.
Yeah, we don't ever want to see that again, right?
And no, we don't. Did we get a final verdict on that?
Nope, I still haven't seen anything.
3:45 remaining here in this one, a 7-point lead for Union, referring to the fight that stopped the game early. The PIAA brackets that came out this morning, actually came out last night, did not list either team as advancing, so not sure what the end result is going to end up being with that. Meadville won, or was leading with 3:12 remaining when the game was declared official.
That's a good call. I think, though, Kelly and Mark Stanley will say that's a little bit of embellishment, and they're not wrong, but there was contact on the screen.
Yeah, Coach Stanley not pleased with Kelly because he kept moving. He didn't need to, and because of that, you give the opportunity for that to happen. Third offensive foul. I believe they've all been those moving screens.
That's correct.
Against Union. Kelly pokes this one away into the Bishop McCort bench. 3:15 remaining, still a 7-point Union advantage. Glad you're listening to us here at lcsportsnet.com. Big shout out to Sydney Hodo working with Jalen Peace as part of the Union streaming media crew today, giving you the sights on the Union area school district YouTube page, or the YouTube page, if you will.
We like that. Good hands by Maddox Thompson. No steal, but disruption, right?
So Zadney will get the inbound pass on the right wing. Looks to go one-on-one against Mitchell. Now he's going to cut it back up top.
Under 3.
Team fouls, though, 3-0. 3 against Union, none on McCort here in the fourth quarter. So keep that in mind, both for bonus free throw opportunities for both teams. Trying to back his way in is Schmidt against Kelly, and Kelly's going to poke it away.
That's great help defense. Not Kelly. That was all Lucas Stanley, James. Kelly was fronting him. Stanley comes in with the help and swats it away with the left hand.
Got to get it across the timeline here quickly if you're Union, and they
that's turnover.
Knocked away. It was poked away by McCord. I thought the same thing right at the scorer's table, that it was just Kelly losing his footing, but it did get a touch.
He was in a hurry, as he had to be, right?
Yeah.
And it's off of Dresick.
2:30, but again, no shot clock in high school basketball in the PIAA, so therefore don't need to hurry on any individual possession on that regard.
Do we say yet?
Yet, I fear that it's coming. I'm personally not a fan of it.
I can see both ways. That's a foul on Dresick, by the way. You mentioned it, right? They got to catch up now. McCort.
Yeah. So
I can see it either way. We don't see, You get those instances, and I saw a game yesterday where they had the ball, but you don't see that as much, I don't think. There's logistics involved. There's another. That'll be 3 on Dressick.
Nope, I think
we got a timeout.
Timeout was called by Stanley before Kelly took the spill from behind. And Coach Stanley telling Lucas, go get the basketball. It's going to be a 30-second timeout called by Union. Want to mention real quick, actually, no, it's going to be a full timeout. So we'll save that thought for after our timeout. Back in a moment at lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP. Congratulations to our February LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County Sportsnet is proud to honor Union Girls Basketball as February's LCAP Team of the Month after winning their 3rd straight WPIAL championship. Congratulations to Coach Nogue and the undefeated Lady Scots basketball team, our February LCAP Team of the Month. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Back to the action, keeping you in the game. Jordan Kelly getting hounded all the way down the court, breaking the press, and he will draw the foul.
I made some prehab and some rehab after back-to-back games sitting on the bleachers.
That darn bleacher back, or just the changes here in the weather.
Well, that helps, or doesn't help.
I like this, the conversation. I love the communication between official and referee, telling McCort, we know you're trying to foul. Make sure it's not going to be something that we have to call intentional.
It's communication in all forms. That's going to be a Gallucci foul. I think it's either Gallucci or Forrest who is checking specifically to foul.
Smart to get Jaeger Forrest in there, and he will pick it up. I think you're going to get...
no, that's 3. Or it should be 4, right?
No, that was the 3rd. Because the 3rd...
Oh, they took the 1 off, right?
Correct,
yep.
yes.
With the timeout.
By the way, 3 timeouts remaining for both Union and Bishop McCort. Here with 2:11 remaining, still a 7-point Union advantage. As Stanley gets the inbound pass. Gets it up between the circle to Kelly. Now over to Maddox Thompson on the right wing. Down low to Mitchell, and they're going to be fouling Thompson before he can get it down low. So they're going to say, let's make this a free throw shooting contest as quickly as possible.
Radkowski gets the foul. So you would expect Stanley to have the ball a lot. You would expect maybe not to try to foul him, but there's going to be a chance with 2:04 left where you're going to have to foul whoever has the ball.
And then Stanley goes right to it to get the ball, and they're going to throw 2 guys right at Stanley every chance that he can get.
That was close.
It's not. That's not an over and back because he never established fully in the front court. I think that was a bad call there, Bob, but it was too close.
I don't disagree with you. It was just a right foot. For
you have to get fully into
Maddox
the front.
Thompson.
You have to get fully in the front court. Now, I was partially blocked. He may have lifted the back foot in the back court. That's the only thing I could possibly say. But nonetheless, McCort gets the turnover.
Well, they did their job, right? McCort did. They've got the stop.
Driving in with Schmidt. Thought about a foul line jumper. Kicks it back up to Zazadny. The Twin Towers have been causing havoc all day for Union defensively. Gallucci drives in, dishes out another volleyball line 3, but this one's off the mark from Dressick. Somehow gets the offensive rebound, though. Was Gallucci passed down low. Is going to be stolen away by Jamel Mitchell.
A little scrambly. Good job to stay home by Mitchell. Calmly get the steal. There's a steal, and then we don't credit any steals, right?
No. Stanley
had it, lost it, got it back.
Got it back and kept the dribble going from his knees to get the ball back, and then gets fouled to go to the free throw line.
4 on Dressick. I want to shout out, right? You're trying to cause problems at the Stanley household by saying that Lucas could catch Anthony. I want to shout out Beth Stanley, Natalie, who was a fantastic basketball player in high school, right? And then hoops and tennis at Westminster. And I love factoids like this, right? In my travels, that's 30 now for Lucas. Beth Stanley, Mark Stanley, the first husband and wife duo in the Lawrence County Hall of Fame. I just love factoids like that.
That's a great factoid. I did not know that factoid. 31 as both are good from Lucas. He's now 7 of 8 from the free throw line.
So it's all the way through the Stanleys. You wouldn't want to take them on in basketball. That 5, I'd put money on that 5 some.
Oh, absolutely. Bounce pass not on the same page as McCort. It goes into the Crushers bench. 9-point lead with 1:07 remaining. And Coach Stanley's the first one to say that he thinks Beth is probably might be the best out of all of them, though she did not hit 1,000 points.
So she goes to dinner and has the mashed potatoes queued up and say, none of you could guard me.
Oh, absolutely. Well, she's the one who's rebounding for them.
Of course,
over
it helps
all
if
the
you have mashed potatoes in your hand.
Another timeout called by McCort. They have 2 remaining. We'll take a quick one as well. Back in a moment at lcsportsnet.com. Union Township Volunteer Fire Department is proud to support Scotty's Athletics. Now booking events in the newly refurbished banquet hall. Call 724-654-7115 and leave a message with your name, number, and date of interest. Go Scotties!
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mador and David Verratti want to provide you with a level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of their locations in Xenopleopole or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County Sportsnet.
Back here to Lawrence County Sportsnet. 7-point lead with 1:07 remaining. You got 3 Stanleys on the sideline right now with big brother Anthony, the oldest of the 4 boys, as an assistant coach for Dad Mark. I'm sure the twins, Matthew and Little Mark.
Well, I told you Lucas has not seen the bench. That was my logic. There's a foul.
That is very fair.
They put Max Loggard in the foul. So we mentioned this a long time ago, and we'll solidify this in the postgame, right? So the winner of this one plays Wednesday. Red Bank Valley, the District 9 champions, they won back-to-back. They knocked off number 1 Clarion. That's their 3rd title since 2015. Or if it's Olsh, they lost to Jeanette, who won the WPL championship over Union. That would be the 3rd matchup between Our Lady of the Sacred Heart and Union this year.
See if we can get a final on that one.
Barring they finish for Union, and that starts with that free throw from Maddox Thompson.
Olsh victorious in that game, 62-51.
So that would be the 3rd matchup. And Olsh has taken the first 2 over Union. That's a good team and a good coach in Mike Rodriguez.
Coach Stanley talked about we're not going to count our chickens here with still a minute 6 left to go. But just, it's funny how things work because Olsh is just a team that has been a tougher matchup for Union, just, on a man-on-man type scenario.
And that's another height advantage with the Akron quarterback. Can't remember his name right now. That's a good finish.
Good drive into the lane. We're going to have a whistle and a timeout call.
9 for Gallucci. Don't want to count out McCort, but if Union handles their business, right, which means handling the ball and the free throws, they advance.
Want to mention again, big shout-out to the Union Volunteer Fire Department. They have their comedy show coming up next week, a week from today, actually. Give them a call, visit them online on the Facebook page, find out how you can be getting tickets for the comedy show, because that's going to be a great one there and a great fundraiser for the Union Volunteer Fire Department. And again, big shout out to all of our great sponsors here today, the Law Office of William J. Flannery. Shout out to Stabby Sports. Again, give them a call, visit them on Facebook for all your needs there for baseball, hitting, or pitching lessons. Johnny's Lawns, big shout out to John Frustorfer. If you're going to be cutting lawns and working outdoors this summer, more power to you. He tore his meniscus while celebrating with his daughter after the semifinal win on the court. Tore his meniscus, needs probably a full knee replacement, still says he's going to be doing work this summer. More power to you, Johnny. So big shout out to Johnny's Lawns. And, of course, attorney Lou Parada. Visit him online at louparada.com. Great. He's been great to us here this year. So many great sponsors for us
Coach
through these postseasons.
All of them, right? They all deserve a shout out. You guys at Lawrence County Sports, LCAP specifically. It's such a fantastic job. I know we're friends, despite the fact that you went to Penn State. We're still friends. And I had to get one of those jabs in, right?
I was waiting 2 games for it.
And, just watching from afar, it's fantastic. It's a big shout out to LCAP, and then you do a fantastic job. And you put up with Lee Moan.
That's what I really deserve the most.
Everyone, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I got to be alongside Lee at times, too. But it's great. And the county knows it. I'm sure everyone appreciates it, and you deserve all the kudos that you get.
Well, big shout out to you and Jared Barton for helping us out here as well today. Good job of Union. They got the inbound pass to Lucas Stanley there, and he just dribbled around until he was forced to be fouled by Brady Page. He makes the first freebie. 52 seconds remaining. Back to a 10-point advantage. Make it 11 as he hits them both. Lucas now with 33.
33. He's only missed one free throw in this game.
Trying to go right to the rack there, and doing so is Gallucci. Inbound pass trying to go over the top, and they do get it to Stanley over the top at midcourt.
Smart,
He'll
right?
be fired by Lackard.
He could have went in for a layup. He decides to, even though it cost a second, right? Confident in his free throw shooting. Right, he wanted to spin off and take more time off. We call that basketball IQ, folks.
And
a coach's son helps.
Yes, coach's son just, and been around the older brothers for all those times.
And he's a Stanley, so those go hand in hand, right? But it's basketball IQ. And he's official, as you said, so. Or will be.
Will be. Already a junior official. Nothing junior about this point total. 34 points on the board for Lucas Stanley. I'd say it's a bit quiet because he had 24 in the first half.
Right, you mentioned only one field goal at one point in the second half.
Yeah, none in the third
His
quarter.
playoff high, 36 in the opening round win in the WPIAA playoffs against Fort Cherry.
That's also his season high as he again makes both free throws. 60-49, down to 40 seconds remaining. Trying to go up and under is Gallucci. Tried to pass it down low, deflected, got right back to him. Drives in, they let him go. His shot off the mark, no good. Mitchell with a big rebound. Tried to get it to Lucas Stanley, out of bounds, and last touch by Lucas, so it will stay with McCort.
So bad thing you don't get the basketball. Good thing you lead by 11. And also a good thing, clock is at 26 seconds.
Time winding down on the McCort season. Trailing by double digits. A little mop-up duty from our officials. Good job by the officiating crews in our 2 games here today. We'll be back here on Tuesday again. The Shannock girls against Kennedy Catholic. That should be a fun one for 2 teams just about 15 miles away from each other.
Garnet. See, I paid attention. I've seen Kennedy. Who hasn't, right? They're perennial basketball power from Mercer County.
2,000-point scorer Lake Fields will be the tough one to deal with.
She's pretty good.
Inbound pass to get it right back to the shooter in Dressick, but he can't get it to go.
Shows Neshannock and Coach Luann.
17 seconds remaining. Kelly with the ball. He is fouled, and that will...
Now you can take the breath, right?
Yes.
That's 17.4.
Coach Stanley will go walk over and get himself a drink of water there in the corner. How about that?
He's earned it.
Coming back to the game.
I can't get a drink until I know. And pretty much you know at this point.
Hey, what do we know? It's win number 300
yes, it is.
in Coach Stanley's fantastic career. How about that? Jordan Kelly makes his first free throw.
He's got to 11 points now.
And Coach Stanley's going to clear the bench. Zach Rich will check in, as will Colton Cox. And McCort's also
doing the same, yep.
Yeah,
and they're hugging it out with their seniors.
Yeah, big shout out to them. Brent Smith, Adam Redkowski, Eliza Zadney.
They played well, right? They just couldn't overcome that 8-0 start. They got close to points. They got it to 2 in this fourth quarter.
Evan Burns also checking in with Zion Waters as Lucas Stanley gets his curtain call. Kelly gets the second one to rattle home. "14 seconds left. Trying to drive his way in there is Gallucci. Misfires on the shot. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Colton Cox. So again, it's Colton Cox, Zion Waters, Zach Rich, along with Jordan Kelly and Evan Burns. And now McCort will get their final substitutes into the contest as well. The newcomer is Aiden Newcomer. And Grady Field also into the game as well. Ball on the left wing, 3 ball on the way is just off of the mark. That was Reese West who had checked in. Cox with the rebound, and time will expire. Scotty split the pair. The ladies fall, but the boys will advance with a 62-49 victory over Bishop McCort. Scotties will get round 3 with Our Lady of the Sacred Heart coming up.
It's Van Cavals who's headed to Akron from Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. I had to get that right. Could have did it in the post game, but it counts. Bob's rules, if you get it right before it goes off the air, it counts.
It counts, and it counts for Union as they again advance to the second round of the state playoffs. We'll come back with a post-game show scoring recap and some post-game awards. Win number 300 for Coach Mark Stanley. Back in a moment. You're listening on Lawrence County Sportsnet, powered by LCAP.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measle will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Celebrating 25 years of the best coverage of high school sports in Western Pennsylvania. This is the Trib Live High School Sports Network, covering 140 schools throughout all 3 sports seasons. Trib HSSN is always there. On tribhssn.triblive.com, you'll find live and archived broadcasts, scores, standings, news, and so much more. The Trib Live High School Sports Network, broadcasting high school sports in Western Pennsylvania for 25 years.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do? We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with a level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Xenia Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County Sportsnet.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Back one final time here at lcsportsnet.com. Big shout out again to Jalen P, Cindy Hodell helping us out with the Union video stream. Big shout out to them, and big shout out to the Union Scotties. Victorious today, a 20-win season for Union as they defeat Bishop McCort 62-49. The Scotties advance to the second round of the state tournament. They outscore Bishop McCort 17-9 in the final quarter. Down the stretch, they were able to do what they needed to do. They resisted the run that McCort put on. They cut it down to 2, but that was as close as they got, and then they hit their free throws down the stretch.
You limited turnovers, right?
Yeah.
You made free throws. That's a key. By the way, 5 up and 4 down for Lawrence County.
That's right.
After the first 2 days of the tournament. So 5 teams advance, including Union, into the second round. They'll play on Wednesday. Found out it's Our Lady of the Sacred Heart, as we were talking about. So third matchup. That means it stays relatively local in and around District 7 here. And congratulations again to Mark Stanley for career win number 300.
How about that? How about that? Again, split between Union now in his second stint at his alma mater, as well as coaching at Newcastle there for a couple of years. Big shout out to him. We'll see if we can get a chance to go and talk to him. But first, we'll get our Tri-County Principals post-game show underway here by Mr. Bobby Orquist, going to give us your gem scoring recap from this gem of a game here from the Scotties.
So 62-49 victory, an 8-0 start for Union, which Bishop McCort never overcame, as the Crimson Crushers never led in this one. They got it within 2, Bishop McCort did, in the fourth quarter, but a big 3. Lyndon Eckert hit an early 3 and then went cold. Then he hit a big 3. It was 45-43 at one point. Eckert's 3 came when it was 47-43, and that gave Union a 6-point little bit of breathing room at 50-43, and they go on to a 62-49 victory. Really good stuff again. Lucas Stanley, 35 points. 11 of 12 from the free throw line. 6 of 9 on three-pointers in the first half, and he faced the junk defense in the second half, but he finishes with 35. And a really good performance, especially in the second half when they needed him. Landon Kelly, who had foul trouble in the first half, he finishes with 12. He did a big run where he had 5 rebounds, a couple buckets, 2 free throws, and then 2 more free throws later to help put this one away. Mentioned Eckert, he had a 3 in the first half, a 3 in the second half. He finishes with 6 points and 4 steals, 5 points for Maddox Thompson in this one. Aiden Booker also had 4 points off the bench. He had 3 rebounds in the first half, so he was big. And 5 rebounds, a steal, and an assist for Jamel Mitchell. For Bishop McCort, 13 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double for their senior, Brent Schmidt, whose basketball and football careers are now both done at Bishop McCort. Also in double figures, Nick Dressick with 14. He had 3 threes, the only threes in the game for Bishop McCort. He also had 3 points on consecutive free throws after being fouled on the three-pointer. 11 points for Angelo Gallucci, who was really good on the transition buckets for Bishop McCort as well. Eli Zazadny, 7 points and 8 rebounds, the 6'4" senior center. He is done basketball-wise as well. Zazadny is a baseball player, so he'll play baseball for Coach Chris Field. And Adam Redkowski, 2 points and a rebound for Bishop McCort, who had a big third quarter, a 14-9 third quarter plus 5 to get close, but 17-9 fourth quarter for Union, and they win this one by a score of 62-49. We are going to talk to the big man. James will talk to Coach Stanley. I will gladly pass off my headsets.
Oh, go ahead. I'll use the regular mic.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, gotta play a home game?
Oh, no, I'm. Yeah.
Got you now?
Can't hear James. You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Congratulations,
you.
Coach.
Thank you.
You don't want to hear me anyway.
Yeah.
Still not good. Why don't you take these?
All right, I'll take that. All right, we'll try this again. All right, there we go. Well, I mean, you have to hear me. I don't know if that's a lot better there, Coach. But, hey, you got to play a home game. You had a great run through the WPL playoffs. You earned the home game here today, and you get a hard-fought victory. Just talk us through your win here against McCort.
We come out. Lucas come out on fire a little bit. Was able to get us off the mark, I thought. And I thought we made some adjustments. We had to go man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did a nice job of getting the ball inside. Was hurting us a little bit. We got a little foul trouble. I thought Aiden Booker and Swayze Reichert did a nice job off the bench in the first half. So, team win, and, and survive in advance. And, I'm just so proud of these guys. We talk all the time. And if I'd have told you that we were going to be here, we both would have been saying, come on, you're expecting a little much. But, God bless them.
Well, you talked about, how we were going to be a very limited team just in terms of numbers, and then you got the seniors back. But talk about the big play of the freshman and sophomore, like you said, just how crucial that is of being able to work their way up and having no fear and putting them in these big-time situations when called upon in the state playoffs.
Yeah, and to their credit, they've just gotten better and better. And, and now Aiden's coming along, for a freshman. He's, last 3 or 4 games, he's opened some eyes, the way he's playing. Jamel and Maddox, I can't speak enough. They're just athletes. And, without them, we were talking in 11. There's 9 boys in that senior class. 9. Think about that.
Yeah.
And we got a third of the class out. And 2 very important ones. And, Maddox and Jamel, they've gotten better and they understand. They compete. That's all I want. If you compete, we'll shake your hands, whatever happens, and, we'll move on.
Talk about the play of your sophomores. I mean, Landon had a couple of threes today, misfired on a few I'm sure he would want back. Jordan Kelly especially, I thought, played exceptionally well today, especially when they went into junk defenses of trying to take over, become a scorer.
Yeah, Landon's been all year. I was kidding with him. I don't think I've taken him out unless we had a big lead. Like, Landon's never come off the floor. So, and now if, the big boy, Jordan, if he plays like that, it just gives us another weapon. And he's capable. I mean, look at his body. He's only a sophomore. If he does that, hey, who knows? We got a tough one next one, but we're going to enjoy this. But, yeah, the sophomores, they've been pretty big in this whole situation. And, we don't go deep. Like, if we go 6 or 7, that's deep. So
they junk it up. You're talking about Landon. Is there a conversation that you have to have? Like, hey, they're putting Lucas out of this. Someone has to step up. Or did they know what the rule was when that happens?
Well, that came over Christmas when I called a timeout, and I really got after him hard, slammed the clipboard, and I'm yelling at a sophomore kid, you got to shoot the ball. He came off a pick. Well, it seems like I don't know what got to him. I don't know if somebody else talking to him. But after that, he started looking for a shot. And Landon's got to do that for us. He's our second guy that, I want him on the foul line. I want the ball in his hands. And, he just decided, hey, I'm going to do it. And all of a sudden, he has a couple games. He's like, I can't do this. And he's really good at it. So he's had a great year for us.
I know Lucas is your son. They're all your sons. I read that quote, which is a coach's quote, right?
Yeah, right.
I mentioned this. He's your guy, right?
Yeah.
He's diving around for loose balls on the floor. He's hustling. That's a leader throughout. As a father, you're proud. As a coach, you got to love that.
Yeah, Coach Campman, the longtime coach I worked for, he come up to watch a practice, and this was when I had 3 of them, and he said to me, because Matthew was out there and we're doing drills, and he said, it's easy when your best player is your hardest worker. And Matthew is like, yeah, and Lucas has grown up, and, Lucas works. And, the way Landon shoots the ball, they're workers. So, like I said, it's no secret. And when they're doing that, it's a team leader. I don't think there's any animosity that Lucas is taking a lot of shots. I think they look for him. And I think he'll give it up too. So, I'm more proud of that than any other achievement that, hey, like you said today, a couple times diving after the ball. I just want them to compete. I want them to be competitors and good kids, and I hope that, the rest takes care of itself.
So James is trying to cause discourse in the Stanley household. I stepped in. I just want you to know if there's a 5-on-5 in the driveway, my money's on the Stanleys, including your wife, Beth.
Yeah. Well, I think if we'd share the ball, I don't know.
Can you share the ball?
Well, Matthew would be that guy. Matthew could show, and maybe my wife. But me, Lucas, Mark, and Anthony, I don't know. There's going to be some fighting going on.
It's fun, though, reading and seeing the repertoire and the give and take between you and your sons back and forth. So that's great. And a great job again, right, with this team. You said it. You're in the final 16 in the state.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
Yeah, beginning of the year, I called Coach Cam as our first week of practice. And, we'd moved to Double A. I wasn't familiar. And I told him the shame of this. I said, I know if we were Class A, I said, I think we'd be in the finals of the Pete again against Neighborhood. I believe that. But I said, no chance in Double A because I'm not. And here we were. We went to the finals. And then now we won first round. So I couldn't be prouder. I apologize to them because I doubted them. And, they're taking me along for this ride. Nothing I'm doing, so.
I know you're downplaying that. Quick scouting report on Olsh. You get them for the 3rd time.
Oh, they're well coached. A bad matchup for us. Tough matchup. We're going to watch film, see what we can do. Coach Rodriguez does a great job. They beat us twice. With them, the Shannock, us, we're familiar with each other.
Sure.
A lot of fun. I said, guys, here's what my guys, and we love the home game, but what we love is we're getting to get on a bus again. We're going out to dinner. We're getting to go on the road. That's part of it. This was a beautiful atmosphere, great for us. But they're like excited. I said, hey, we got 2 more days of practice. and some of them are baseball players, and they're like, yeah, they want to take that break a little bit too because it's tough to be inside. But yeah, we're going to enjoy the journey, that's for sure.
You're always great to deal with. Congratulations on 300. You're going to say, right, it's good players, and that's part of it. But you need to put those good players together. You've certainly done that.
Well, I appreciate that, but I always say I'd rather be considered a bad coach with good players than a great coach with bad players because it works out when you have good players, and I've been very fortunate.
Were you aware this is win number 300?
No, and
it's 300 in your career. Yes.
Yeah, and and that's nice and everything, but I really, they all said my family says I have a big ego, but believe me, I don't count wins, losses. I count the relationships and what I've been through, the community, how they've treated me. I've been able to do it, at my home school, so it's special. Just the time I've been here.
Spoken like a true coach and a teacher, right?
Yes.
And it's developing these young men and women, right? That's what people sometimes miss out, right?
Yeah.
That's what the job is at this level.
But it goes both ways too, because sometimes you learn from them, and no matter how old I get, kids will amaze you. You can be demanding. You get what you demand, and sometimes I tell them I'm old. I demand some things. You might not like it, but I hope I'm helping you. But also, like, they'll talk to me and say, Coach, well, maybe you could, and I'll say, okay, I'll loosen up on that. So it goes both ways, and hopefully it's keeping me young, but I look old.
So I'm turning 39-ish tomorrow. So if you want to join me at 39-ish, we can go with that.
Yeah, I got 20 on you. That's I couldn't go back to 39.
Well, Key, I can remember. Lawrenceville Catholic was just closed down. I can remember the Union teams when you were playing back in the 80s.
Yes.
So
yeah, Lawrenceville Catholic. Yeah, you had the.
I didn't play. I just watched.
Yeah, well,
that's why I got up here. I continue to watch.
Yeah, Cornell and Rochester.
Yes,
very
right,
good.
right.
Yeah, Cornell with the Luttons and that, So
you didn't know we were going to go memory lane
that's
here
right,
with Lawrenceville
man.
Catholic.
Yeah,
right?
there was a lot of games.
Yep. Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck against
guys.
Ulsh.
Do such a great job. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Coach, I got to put it back on. That was the real trick right there. Coach Mark Stanley, win number 300 in his career with the victory here tonight.
He's a great coach. He's an even better guy.
Oh my God, yeah.
And he gets it right. Everything we said, that's a nutshell in that interview, right? You can listen to what the players say. It's about relationships, not as about the wins. And he downplays that. He deserves the credit, but he's got the right perspective.
Yeah, and if you learn nothing else, you learn that he just said you still are learning from the kids, and he just said it right there. Learn not to downplay the chances, because that's win number 20 on the year.
And he said, right, another bus ride, more dinners, couple more days of practice.
Sounds great to us.
That's a win.
We'll see where that game will be played. It'll be on Wednesday night, site and time to be determined against Ulsh. I mean, you could talk maybe like a Pine Richland, a Beaver Falls.
NA, I was thinking NA, yep.
Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking NA as well, but we will find out. Again, stay tuned on Twitter, X, Facebook. We'll have all those information. One we know, we'll be back here for Neshannock girls against Kennedy Catholic coming up on Tuesday night, and then on Wednesday for the Neshannock boys, Mohawk boys, and Union boys. We'll try to get you information on all those ones as well. Again, big shout out watching on the Union YouTube page. Cindy Hodo, Jalen Peace doing all the hard work for us there. Bob Orquist, a final thought from you from your 2.5 games. We still need our awards. Go ahead.
I was pointing to this, not you had the list.
Yeah, I do.
I needed to point to that.
Yeah.
This is fun. 2 fun games. Mohawk with a victory. Come here. I got a half of a Union girls game, and maybe a disappointing end to a fantastic run, 25-1, but 3 straight championships.
Yeah.
Really good, gritty, right? That's what you need to do. You've got Lucas Stanley, who is unquestioned a great player, right? A good scorer, bona fide, but the other pieces are fitting together, and you've got another game on Wednesday.
Another game on Wednesday. You'll take it with your Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game award, and it's going to be all those threes in the first half, especially the first quarter. 4 of 5, I think, or 4 of 6 in the first quarter.
4 of 6 in the first quarter, 6 of 9 in the first half. So that's a great start. Coach mentioned it, right? He got off to a hot start. That was a big part of – he had 2 threes in the 8-0 run to start, which a lead they never relinquished.
So that's your Play of the Game, your Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. Lucas has got his customized T-shirt from the Red Zone for being today's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game award recipient. For MVP of the game, 35 for Lucas Stanley. You got to be looking at that, but I'm looking at a guy who doubled his scoring average and took over, especially when the junk defenses started to take place.
Here's
Jordan
the key,
Kelly
right?
was great.
You know what Lucas brings.
Right.
So we're expecting that, right? Maybe not to this degree, but you're expecting 20s
right.
and being the guy. Jordan Kelly, had foul trouble and just 4 points in the first half. But he comes off the bench, 6 rebounds. He ends up with 12 points. But the big run, it was a 50-43. There was a big three in there. It was 45-43 at one point. He gets 2 field goals, 2 free throws, and then 2 more free throws down the end to help ice this one away. So his 12 points, right?
Yeah.
Make sure he gets a large T-shirt on Monday.
Yes.
He's deserved, right? Because those are big points. That was during this stretch where Lucas was junked up.
And they got the lead down to 2,
yep,
right?
They got the lead down to 2, and Kelly was a big part. The Eckerd 3 made it 6-7, and then Kelly
set up by
yes,
Jordan Kelly.
Yep, and Kelly was able to be a part of the keeping the lead and getting this win.
So the MVP Insurance MVP of the game goes to Jordan Kelly. He will get his large T-shirt when we get that for him.
It's on the air now
on Monday. Yep,
just to be part of the record.
Absolutely. So he'll get that on Monday, but he will receive that courtesy of the Red Zone for being today's MVP Insurance MVP of the game. Call MVP for the win. Call Bob Orquist anytime you need to get some chili dogs. That's the key. That's where we're going after this.
I'm going to get some chili dogs, I hope, after this one. It's been a fun day, a great weather-wise afternoon, sunny, 2.5 games for the old dog, and I love that. And congratulations to the 5 county teams that have made it through, the 2 Neshannock teams, both Mohawks, right?
No, I think it is only 4. I'm having to recount here. So
we got 2 Neshannock, we've got Union and Mohawk boys.
And I believe that's it because it was both.
I know that because I saw both of those.
Because then Newcastle, both Elwoods, the Union girls. And who am I missing now? Oh, you got to make it get out the list.
You made me drop the thing and I have to get the list, which is way over here.
Elwood.
I'm going to need some prehab.
Newcastle.
Call Melee, I need prehab.
Wilmington girls. Wilmington girls
right.
also
they had a
lost.
chance to set a program record with a victory yesterday.
Unfortunately they came up a bit short. But big shout out. I want to mention this on the air. Put it on Twitter. Don't have it as official, but do want to say this. Leah Krayrup and Kylie Frusdorfer are going to go down as the unofficial number 1 and number 2 all-time in 3-pointers hit. Just got confirmation. 262 made by Leah Krayrup, 255 from Kylie Frusdorfer.
I saw Leah smiling after the game, which is good, right? A disappointing end, but you got 20-plus wins for Wilmington. And, that's a great career.
And same for Kylie. I know it was frustrating and emotional right at the get-go, but they
will
be smiling about it on Monday.
You could do a lot worse to get out of your basketball career with 3 gold medals. It's nice to get 1. She's got 3 in a row.
Well, Kylie, you can smile about this. No more Delta math for the rest of the year.
Oh, that's also on the record, Kylie.
There you go. Final score, 62-49 Union over McCort for the entire crew. Everybody here at Union High School, so great to us. For Bob Orquist, I'm James Dotson saying so long, and stay tuned for second-round state playoff action coming up next week on Tuesday and Wednesday at lcsportsnet.com. Nominations are now... There we go. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the